After studying many books, many ways of thinking, learning how to be grounded, being intellectual, I have found a way through which, if a person follows, he could be a philomath like Leonardo da Vinci or many philomaths in the history we have seen. In this video, we are going to talk about that. Why does a stock market crash look like a virus outbreak? Why do empires rise and fall like tides? Why does your social media feed feel like deja vu? Because the universe runs on pattern. So I'm gonna talk about pattern recognition. Patterns are the fingerprint of the reality. We cannot ignore that. Connectivity is the thread that weaves them together. Networks of neurons, trade routes, ideas, and revolutions. Every system, from galaxies to governments, hums to these rhythms. Humans, we are pattern junkies. A baby sees a face before it knows words. Our brains connect dots, sometimes brilliantly, sometimes very foolishly, sometimes disastrously. We see lions in tall grass and ghosts in the noise. Signal versus noise. That's life's first lesson. Today we will journey through science, history, art, and technology to decode one truth: everything. Everything is connected by patterns. If I want to say historical perception, Khaldun, Ibn Khaldun's cyclic chart morphed into a stock graph. Darwin's sketched animated into a branching tree. History is a map of repeating loops. Aristotle said the whole is more than the sum of its parts. He saw ethics, politics, nature, or everything all running on patterns. In 4th century BC, Panini wrote grammar rules so precisely they were algorithms. 2000 years before computers, he cracked the pattern of language, a linguistic revolution. 1377, Ibn Khaldun writes that dynasties rise and fall in cyclic of 120 years. He called it Asaviyah, social clue. Modern political science calls it network theory. Centuries later, West taught us to update beliefs mathematically. Darwin revealed that evolution itself is an algorithm: variation, selection, adaptation. So history is not random, it's structured: chaos, webs, cycles, feedbacks, loops. When you see them, the past stops being a story and becomes a predictive engine. If I talk about psychology, science, and the mind, science is a horn for repeating truth. Physics gives us laws, gravity, thermodynamics. Biology gives networks, food chain, metabolism, etc. And ecosystems also. Chemistry is an infinite remix of patterns called reaction. And AI, it's just an overgrown pattern detector, spotting signals humans miss. What we miss, AI captures that. But your brain was here first. Gestalt psychologist. So we see wholes, not parts. Kahneman warned us heuristics can trick us into finding patterns that don't exist. That's why we believe conspiracy theories. They are narrative patterns for a chaotic world. There is no annoying fact that we can't ignore that. We have to adapt to them. We need to evolve with them. Your brain burns 20% of your energy just to predict the second next best option. A pattern machine wired for survival and for illusion. Connectivity powers it all. Neurons firing in sync, ideas jumping across minds. The system is not linear. One tweet can topple a regime. One butterfly flaps and the storm begins. If I say about the society, politics, and economy, civilization are giant webs, family, trade, alliances, threads of connectivity, politics. Politics? A pattern of cycle, rule, rise, revolt, repeat. Ibn Khaldun was not guessing, he mapped it century ago. Economy is pattern on steroids. Booms and busts are like heartbeats, black market, .com, bubble, 2008 housing collapse. They are not accidents, they are echoes. UPI in India looks simple. Scan, pay, build it. Power is a network effect. Every new user pulls in more users. A feedback loop that reshapes an economy. One feedback of a user can change the perspective. Prices follow this logic too. A virus in Wuhan starts and strutters factories in Germany. A blocked canal in Egypt held trade across continent. If in Suez Canal or in Panama Canal something is blocked, then the whole economy of world maybe stop or acidified. Patterns amplified by connectivity. Miss the links and you miss the future. If you miss this all links, then you will obviously miss the future. The perspective of philosophy, spirituality, and arts. Philosophy asks, is reality a pattern we discover or one we project? Science chases mechanism. Philosophy hunts meaning. Spirituality whispers the same secret. Everything is interdependent. Buddhism calls it pratitya samutpada, dependent origination. Nothing exists alone. Everything leans on everything else. Art makes this visible. Music is structured. Time, rhythm, motif, variation. Architecture, frozen music, geometry dancing in stone. From Bach fugues to Islamic pattern to fractals in African textiles, the universe design echoes in human hands. In this modern and current 21st century relevance, if I want to say, that today pattern recognition is not a philosophy, it's survival. AI predicts disease, detects frauds, recommends video you didn't know you want. But the same networks feed echoes chambers, fake news, polarization. Connectivity is a double-edged sword. It amplifies both progress and collapse. Supply chain, financial flows, social platform, tug on thread, and the wave trembles. Climate change, a global pattern of cause and effect. El Nino in the Pacific means floods in India, famine in Africa, energy shocks in Europe. Ignore the link and you pay the price. Obviously, you will play and you will also pay the cost. You are not aware with it. Black Swans get headlines. but grey rhinos kill you. The obvious risk we ignore because the pattern is hiding in plain sight. In the conclusion, I would like to say only one thing. So, what do you do with this? Ask what repeats, what connects, where the chain breaks, which note matters the most. History, psychology, art, politics, they all are rhythm and rhymes. They all echoes, recognize pattern, and you don't just predict your future, you shape it. The universe is a web of whispers. Learn to listen, see the threads, and then act. Pattern are the language of reality. Learn to speak it.